Hey you guys, it's your girl Belle here, and I'm back again with a back again. Y'all, I just want to say I'm in such a good mood today, and I just want to say shout out to you guys because you guys are amazing. Without you guys, there wouldn't be me. Like, I love every single one of you guys, and I love all the comments and the support and the love that I get. But anyways, I don't want to keep rambling, and let's get on to this video. So you guys, I asked you guys on Instagram if you guys wanted me to do a video, a story time on how I almost killed my friend in Panama City Beach, and y'all were like, yes. So this is the video that I'm gonna be doing. So I just want to say that we went to Panama City Beach because my friend Shay was getting married. Shout out to you, Shay, you're amazing. And I had so much fun. It was 3 days. It was short, but it was so much fun. It was 6 of us. It was 4 cousins, and I'm gonna use me and Morgan. And we knew Shay because we actually work with Shay. So I was just excited because that was actually my first girls trip. I've never been on a girls trip before. I've been on other trips, but never been on a girls trip. Never been on a girl trip before. So, like I said, my friend Shay was gonna get married, and I'm gonna throw out names. So yeah, so it's me, Shay, it's Morgan, Johnson, Hunt, and Keisha. So yeah, all 4 of them were related. Like I said, me and Morgan wasn't. So this had to be like the second day of the trip, guys, and I'm not gonna be throwing out specifics on what happened on the trip. I'm just gonna be talking about the main thing. So it was on the second day of the trip. I think earlier that morning we went jet skiing, and I had so much fun. I went to jet ski by myself because Johnson didn't want to go with me. She was like a little bit scared, and plus she had other things going on. So I was like, okay, girl, I'm gonna do me. So later on that day, we were like, okay, we need to find something to get into. So across the street from the Airbnb that we rented was like a scooter place. Like you can get scooters, bikes, go-karts, stuff like that. So I'm like, ooh, I want a bike. So all the other girls were driving scooters. So it's 5 girls driving a scooter, and it's only me, and I'm driving a bike. Y'all, I'm more so the tomboy out of the group. I'm more so the outgoing one. Mind you, I was also not the more outgoing one, I should say, but I was the more tomboyish person in this group. All the other girls rode scooters, and I was the only one with a bike. Like, I was like, yo, I want this bike. Like, I already knew what I wanted. So, mind you, none of us knew what we were doing. None of us knew anything about what was going on. So we were just trying to like wing it as we go. I've rode bikes before, but I've literally had somebody on the back of my bike, like literally telling me like, yo, this is what you need to do, this and this and this and this and this. You get what I'm saying? Or somebody that could grab the bike from me before, you know, something bad happens. So, we all go ahead and get our lesson in, like basically from the guy, and he tells us what everything is, tell us what equipment is what. So I'm like, okay, so I'm like revving up my bike, and I would insert a video if I still have it so you guys can see what I mean. Like, I'm literally like revving my shit up, like I'm revving it up. Like, I'm like, okay, so I take it down the street and I take it back because I'm like, okay, you know, bam, I'm good to go. So, you know, all the other girls, since it was 5 of them, it took them a little bit longer. And I was just like riding around, just making sure like I knew what I was doing at the right time. When to lift my foot up, when to put my foot down, you know, blah, 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 blah. So we all are, you know, comfortable at this point. And I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? So everybody, at this point, everybody's like, I think it's like 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And everybody's like, oh, we're hungry. So I'm like, what are we going to do? So they're like, okay, let's ride up the strip to see what is going on, like what can we find to eat. So I'm like, okay. So since I had the bike, everybody was like, okay, well, you take the lead. So I was like, okay, cool. So I started it off, and then everybody else was following behind. I literally don't know what happened and Johnson slid across the road. I guess Keisha almost hit her, and she slid, she like, she zoomed across the road, like, traffic was coming both ways, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I see what kind of day this is gonna be. Like, somebody is literally going to die today. Me, I'm just thinking to myself. So we all stopped. I'm like, guys, stop. So they all stopped and they pulled over to the side, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back because Shay and Johnson were behind, a little bit behind. Shay, Johnson, and Keisha was a little bit behind. So I was like, what happened? So all I can remember was Johnson was like, I almost could have fucking died. She almost could have killed me. And it was so funny because everybody else was like, yo, she's hella dramatic. And that's not what happened. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, we need to just pick a place because it just seems like, you know, everything is going downhill. So we finally get to Hooters, I think. Yeah, we get to Hooters, and Hooters is like maybe like a mile down. Mind you, like I started like doing tricks on my shit. Like I was like, okay, I don't know, y'all. I'm just that tomboy. Like I started to like try to like rev it up, like literally like rev it up. So we get to Hooters and I park. And we all park and we go in there to eat. So we eat, whatever. So this guy comes in and he was like, you almost hit my Harley. So, no, or I think he said something like, I'm glad you didn't hit my Harley. And we start like busting out. We start busting out laughing because like he was talking to Johnson and it was hilarious. It was hilarious. So we all got finished eating and we're like, okay, we're gonna go to like this little like sex shop, kind of like a I don't know, it was a little sex shop. They sell like sex toys and whatever, and we just wanted to like go in there and see like what was in there. I was curious to go in there because I've never been into one. So yeah, so before we could even actually get there, so everybody's like getting on their bikes, whatever, and Johnson hits me. Like, mind you, I still have 2 feet on the ground, guys. Johnson hits me with her bike, like literally like runs into my bike. So I'm holding this bike, and mind you, y'all, this bike is so fucking heavy. At this point, my hand hurts. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I tried to crank it up, and at first it wouldn't crank up. So, y'all, I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to pay for this fucking bike. And I'm like, damn, I really did not want to pay for anything else, like, whatever. So, I get on the bike, like I said. So every time I get on the bike is shutting off. Like, I get on it, I turn it on, I crank it up, it's good, it cuts off. It does that about 3 good times until I actually, like, as I crank it up, I'm revving it. So I'm cranking up, I'm revving it. And mind you, y'all, I have oil all over my pants at this. I wasn't wearing pants, I was wearing shorts. Yeah, I have shorts. I have a picture up there, and it's that picture. Like, we had so much fun. And I had oil all over my shorts. Like, I can smell oil on me. So, like I said, we're going to this, at this point, we're going to the sex shop, and I'm literally having to crank it up as I go, like, because it's about to cut off. Every 5 seconds, it just feel like it would cut off. So we get to the tattoos. So we get to the sex shop, and we're like in the sex shop, whatever. Mind you, Johnson's not talking to Keisha at this point because of the whole bike situation, and we were just like laughing and having a good time. So we get out of the sex shop, and we're going down. So we're like, okay, at this point, you know, it's at a certain time where you have to return these bikes. I think we had to return them by like 6. So we literally just got them for like a few seconds. So we're riding. Like I said, I keep having to rev it up. And we're like down the road. So mind you, me and Hunt are like leading the way. Like we're like right there, right by each other, right there. So at this point, I don't know what freaking happened. I know I revved it up because it was definitely about to shut back off on me again, and I could feel it. And I revved it up and it just like flew, and I literally hit Hunt. And when I say I hit Hunt, like I literally hit her like blah. And she kind of like fell off, and it was a car on the other side, and I was like, oh my gosh, I literally could have killed her. But I'm like, oh my gosh. So I jump off my bike and I'm rushing to see if she's okay, and she's like literally like limping, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. At this point, I'm just like, okay, y'all, we need to really return these bikes. And mind you, everybody else is laughing at me because they're like, Belle, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know. I could not tell you what happened. So we stopped laughing at Johnson, and we're like laughing at me. But at the same time, like, y'all, I'm the type of person, like, I roll with the punches. Like, there is nothing that you're gonna say that is going to like make me mad, in a sense. Like, it's a girls trip, we're having fun. Like, it's okay for us to like laugh and joke. Like, I'm laughing at myself. Like, I'm laughing at these jokes because it's just simply funny. So everybody finally gets catch up to us, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. All I know is I need to return this bike, and hopefully they do not charge me for this bike. So we finally get to the place, and we're like, okay, cool. Mind you, we can tell by looking at Hunt's foot, like her foot is starting to swell up, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, damn girl, like, I'm really sorry. I am super sorry. And y'all, when I say she fell between like a car coming the opposite way, a car coming our way, and then just her in the middle, I was super scared. At that moment, I was just like, dang girl, you done fucked up. So we finally get back to our Airbnb room, and her leg is like super, it's like getting swollen at this point. It's like swelling up. So I get a bunch of ice, you know. I go down to the lobby, I get some ice, you know, a big bag of ice so she can actually ice her foot. And yeah. So the other girls went out that night, but I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay with her. I felt super bad. Like, y'all, it was the most terrifying thing that has ever happened to me. And I don't even like me, like, I laugh and I joke about it because, like, yeah, but at the same time, like, I literally could have killed someone. Like, it is what it is. But I would have gotten to that point if somebody didn't run into me. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, you guys, I just want to share my experience in Panama City Beach, and I hope you guys like this video. If you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, go ahead and like this video, and go ahead and tell me if you guys have had any horror stories, or what you would have done. Would you have returned the bike right after, you know, it started to leak and you started to have fluid all over you? Comment down below and let me know. And as always, you guys, I love you guys so much. I'm going to be putting together a giveaway in upcoming videos, so look out for that. And as always, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in another video.